Today there are interesting updates from the Pokrovsk direction. Here the Russians are in a hurry to secure the village of Udachne as part of their offensive to encircle Pokrovsk from the west. Despite stepping up their efforts with countless infantry attacks, the Russian assault started faltering in front of the well-prepared Ukrainian defense. The main Russian goal is to capture Udachne, which proves critical if they want to advance on the western flank of Pokrovsk, as this would secure their flank against Ukrainian counterattacks. To achieve this, Russian troops have focused on moving through the local tree lines, using them as cover while advancing. A key tactical advantage lies in the tree line near the local railway, which connects directly to the village. If Russian forces secure this position, they could flow directly into Udachne, giving them a staging ground for further advances. At the same time, the Russian approach is severely limited by the terrain. The only available attack roads pass through two long narrow tree lines, fully exposed to Ukrainian direct fire for nearly their entire length. The lack of crossing points over the local river prevents Russian forces from using armored vehicles for support, forcing them to rely exclusively on infantry. Without a secure staging area, Russian forces are forced to attack in small groups, otherwise risking even earlier detection of larger groups and even bigger casualties, resulting in a non-stop but controllable stream of Russian soldiers for Ukrainians to deal with. Another critical disadvantage for the Russians becomes clear if we look at the topographic map. Ukrainian positions near Udachne sit on higher ground, giving them a clear line of sight over Russian forces advancing from the south. Russian armor position further back cannot provide adequate direct fire support because Ukrainian positions are outside their line of sight. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces enjoy superior logistics with secure supply routes from Mezhova and the Pokrovsk-Dnipro highway. These routes allow for the efficient rotation of troops and resupply of ammunition, reinforcing these positions without interruption. With constant drone surveillance monitoring the battlefield, Ukrainian defenders can track Russian troop movements in real time, allowing them to strike Russian infantry formations as soon as they enter the tree lines. Additionally, due to the small size of each Russian group, Ukrainians have been able to repel them using relatively simple but highly effective means. Mortars, FPV drones and small arms fire have been enough to neutralize the attacks before they can reach Ukrainian positions. Drone footage shows Russian infantry attempting to advance through the narrow tree lines, only to be met with precise artillery fire and drone-dropped grenades. Each group that tries to establish a foothold is quickly eliminated before they can secure even temporary shelter. The aftermath of these failed assaults is visible, with one video showing Ukrainian soldiers clearing a tree line after repelling an attack, ensuring that no Russian survivors remain to launch ambushes. In another clip, Russian infantry is attempting to move through open ground, only to be destroyed by mortar fire. Another video captures the final moments of a Russian soldier who, hearing an approaching drone, decides to detonate his grenade rather than face an inevitable death. These scenes highlight the desperation among Russian troops who are being sent into battle with little hope of success. Despite continuous reinforcements, mainly composed of newly recruited contract soldiers who signed up in December, the Russian effort to take Udachne remains an unsuccessful and costly endeavor. Overall, the failure to capture Udachne has significantly weakened the Russian offensive west of Pokrovsk. Despite relentless assaults, Russian forces have been unable to establish a foothold in the village, with each attack resulting in heavy losses. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces, benefiting from superior logistics and a well-coordinated defense, have successfully repelled the constant but manageable stream of Russian infantry. Superior logistics has also allowed Ukrainians to rotate a newly formed brigade of the front line here after they gained their first combat experience, deploying a more experienced and battle-tested unit to take its place, further improving the effectiveness of Ukrainian defenses. As Russian forces continue to suffer attrition without gaining meaningful ground, the prospect of encircling Pokrovsk from the west is becoming increasingly unlikely. If you are against the invasion of Ukraine and you want to support the work that I am doing, consider subscribing to our own independent news website. Here you can find our exclusive strategic insights, comprehensive overviews of all fronts, and regular tactical analysis videos. By subscribing, you will not only show your support for this channel, but also help and defend independent journalism. The link to our website is in the description. Thank you for watching this report, and I appreciate everyone who stepped up to join us.